How is it going tonight? Hola, Retro. Just had to check on the weather really quick to make sure that there's not a storm impending. Everything's green across the board. Awesome. So we got territory reset that happened today. So I feel like we're all a little down on some of our abilities now. So I'm gonna feel like I'm not gonna be able to get as many hostiles done. I'm gonna miss some of them territory bonuses. Oh, so they are going for a real overhaul on Flashpoint. The mining events must be heroic. They they probably are. Yeah, I checked Discord before I loaded up the game just to see if they had anything posted on there. I saw that we had a compensation chest and I was kind of not expecting it. Removing the chained SMS events. They're going to turn this into a more typical event. Transogen hazard resistance exocomp. That is the greatest thing Scopely could have done to deturtify this arc. Leaderboards are still happening. Event missions will continue to function, be based on stages of the IMS events. So updated schedule starting July 24th. So that's Thursday. That feels positive. Like that's probably where things should have started off at. That's one of those things that's really interesting because like they gave exocomps, like exocomps are out there for hazard resistance, but I only ever got one of each hazard type, and I have no idea how to ever get any more of these. So I'm holding on to these like these are the most precious thing in the world. Like I have a feeling that it has to do with like the exocomp factory and like what the next level of that thing would be. I am not in the VIP Discord. I was never deemed special enough. That's not quite full yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday they'll accept me as one of their own. Well, they resent the key to your server. I haven't heard anything about them planning to do any upgrading to it. I mean, it would be on track for them to do it. Okay, before I get blown up. Where are we coming in from? Right there. Yeah, somebody could have definitely made a mistake. Unless it was one of those things that some people had missed it for some reason. Okay, I didn't even look at the events yet today. The hostile hunt, transogen forge ascension is still running. I was gonna take a peek at that and see the see the way that the ranks are going and see if it was worthwhile to pull some of the keys out of the event store. Did I get the new epic artifacts unlocked yet? I got 3 out of the 4. I've been putting a lot of effort towards it. I think I've even got the Mbinga storybook up to level 2. Which reminds me, I should have enough for my rare pull. Not quite yet. That is so close. 280,000. Yeah, I see that they've got an artifact event running. Should be able to make some points in that, hopefully. Not guaranteeing that they're going to be anything extra over what other people are doing, but gotta grab my mission key. Have you managed to get any of the mastery artifacts unlocked? Are you able to do enough refining on the rare stuff? My server is taking a very, very, very relaxed view at the mining events here. Oh, you got the 4 unlocked? Nice. I think I should be able to get the 4th one unlocked tonight. 7 million rare OPC. There you go. FKR reputations, Tech Tuesday, so we got to do Q's trials. Yeah, Q's trials. Daily events. Hostile, hostile, hostile. So we don't have anything extra special for hostiles to hit today. I am so happy to see the Flashpoint tab gone right now. There isn't enough refined rare to get everything. Yeah, you have to be very selective with the rare. The uncommon, I'm able to get like one of everything. Oh, we gotta go into the mirror universe again. That took a while yesterday when I was doing it. I was only doing level 60 hostiles. I'll probably go try level 70s. But yeah, like the main thing when it comes to all this mining stuff is just keep that building getting upgraded as much as possible. Keep the commons keep the commons in stock, do as big of a refine as you can. Well, make sure that you have enough to do the exchange for the key. It doesn't seem like it's very hard to keep that in stock for the key because that's very, very, very time gated. It's by far the slowest portion of any progression here. All right, that one's full now. I'm trying to make sure I stay a day ahead as much as possible. Trying to get things stocked up that way at least. Because I'll have 2 days. It'll be 2 days or very close to 2 days worth of stuff in backup for the common. And then I'm gonna switch over to uncommon. I had to do Cranum solos last night. I ran myself down to 0 and I couldn't I couldn't handle not keeping progression going with that. Because I want to keep the progress going on the relativity, and I just wanted to make sure I can do my full pulls on parts at least. Because I just got it to tier 5. Yeah, tier 5. So it's just starting to pick up strength. So it's gonna like basically double on power with shields and hull on this time. And so like it's gonna feel like I don't know if it's gonna really be a more powerful ship, but it's gonna feel like a more powerful ship because having this thing at like 100 million is rough, and being able to get this up to like 350, 400, that's gonna feel nice. I'll be able to feel like I can help a little bit at least. Have to think too much. Yeah, the Krenums they don't take a lot of thought, but you have to make sure that you're doing the right things. Because it's very confusing to keep straight of whether you're going for charged or static. All right, so that needs to flip to uncommon. Yeah, so I should have 2 days there. Or close enough to 2 days that it makes it easy. I have to change crews, turn on Exocops, and then figure out which system you can do without dying. Yeah, I keep it easy. I don't go any higher. Like, I don't have the systems explored that are higher than I can do. I kind of try to leave that as my marker of where my systems are. If I haven't explored the next system yet, I'm not big enough to do them. Unless everything lines up perfectly. I can do the next system up if everything is 100% perfect with crews and fleet commanders and exocomps and ship boosts. I think that's where I wanted to be. Hi, Angie. How is it going? Good. What about me? It's going pretty good so far. I'm really excited for the changes that they announced for flashpoints, because anything is better than what they tried to give us initially here. Oh, why are we getting into weird lag? Okay. I don't know if well, I guess it doesn't matter if I do interceptors, but I don't know why went to interceptors. Yeah, so with them changing the events, I'm very, 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 very excited to see how it all comes to play. Because they've been making changes and adjustments, and they've been trying to make things better. So I'm hoping that they do a good job of getting things far enough. So I'm sure they don't want to overshoot the mark. I'm fine with them leaving it challenging. I'm gonna feel so sad when my trial bells run out. I got the lucky pull from the Ferengi Whip refinery, and so I got like 3,000 of them at one time. And I've been able to run as many trials as I need to without having to worry about it. But I'm starting to get down there. Not to like a point of concern or anything, but to the point where I'm having to start wondering when I'm gonna have to start conserving things again. 400, because I was at like 3,500 at the max. I had gotten a string of lucky pulls. But 400 does not take much to go through. It has me tempted to upgrade the Ferengi Whip even more. Max it out. Which I don't know if they really give you much of a look, like a preview of the refinery changes or anything either. That would be something that would be a little bit nice with the way that you can preview the forbidden tech and see what it's going to change with the different tiers and levels. It'd be kind of cool if they had a snapshot of the refinery options that went alongside of it. So Mirror Universe. Hopefully Hostile Hunt will get knocked out at the same time as Mirror Universe. Okay, I think that's enough. That is. Reset miners. That's been like, that's what they need to call this arc instead of flashpoints. It just needs to be miner reset. Like, this is reminiscent of the old school augment. With the data mining. Okay, I have Suliban Hunters finished, so I don't have to worry about those. Okay, swap out crews. Go hit up some freebooters really quick. I think that was 7, yes. Then mirror space. It'll be a good opportunity to go down to the level 70 system and try to grind some Sigma speed ups. Because I could use some more of those right now. I have 38 days on my ops building and not even close to 38 days of speed ups. I think I maybe have 20. Which probably wouldn't be a bad thing, just to leave that go a little bit longer and focus on upgrading my 66 ship so that I can get my cube upgraded. Kind of a tough push because I don't have any problems with the cube. It kind of does everything that I need it to at this point. So that extra incentive to push it is difficult to get. Which I won't be surprised if this system's a little busy today. Nobody in the 68 system. Well, okay, one person in the 68 system. That bodes fairly well. I mean, the ideal situation is to have like 12 people up there that can just spawn all the camp points, camp all the spawn points. Or it's just empty and I get it all to myself. A lot of people must have disconnected for this month. There just seems to be like a lot of areas that I would expect to have some activity that seem to be a little bit low. Which two of the biggest alliances are at war too, so that does have some influence on things, I'm sure. Oh yeah, the regular hostile hunt. I forgot about that one already. Being able to punch up above ops level is very, very, very useful. I haven't had a cheap viewer thing in quite a while. That was fun. I was starting to wonder if I was unimportant. I should clear out these so I have a rough idea how many chests I get. I mean, I bet it's been a month since I've had a random bot pop in. Oh, let's queue up these things. Yeah, that streamvoo.com looks to be... It looks to be the common one. See if I can set up an auto ban based on just that name. Full miners. Managing miners in these hazard systems is really difficult when you're trying to do hostile grinding. Well, the hazards not so much. The chasers is what the problem is. Because the hazards are a known and specific decay rate. And not instant death. Chasers are instant death. So that one can probably go back to the rare system. I think that'll give me the refine that I need. Or the amount that I need to do my 2-pole refine. If that miner doesn't die, I'm gonna be impressed. I've lost so many Selkies. Did you build a G5 faction miner? Honestly, I don't know. They should be a little bit faster, I would think. I don't remember what the difference was. Kind of depends on how far you're willing to level one, too. Because you can kind of look at the base mining rate on them. And you might even have like a faction advantage due to some research too. Because there is faction specific research. And that's my Selkie arriving in the system. Let's prevent this from dying quick and then we'll compare the speeds. I don't have a G5 faction miner. I warped out. I don't have a G5 faction miner, so I can't do a specific comparison. But they should mine faster because they are higher and there's faction specific research. Well, then again, I don't know if the building probably only goes to the base, so the specific so the research probably wouldn't be useful for that. Let's make it easier. Surveys. So base mining on a Selkie is 2750. And then I suppose we're not going to really be able to see that very well. 5506. 5506. So it looks like it's approximately double. Which is kind of what I thought, because I think in DJ's stream on like Friday or Saturday or maybe Sunday. Sunday. I think they had tested that somebody in chat had done a comparison. So level to level, it's reasonably quicker. So a tier 5, the faction miners. Crap, I forgot. The faction miner is 8,000%. Tier 5 Nova is a little over, just under 4. So it would be about double the speed. Yeah, that would definitely not hurt because there's gonna be a solution, a fix, a. Then again, the exocomps were the fix I was expecting. Like the stuff that they're doing, those exocomps were coming out next month. They already had to have that in the works. Like there's no way that they just created those. I think that's what the fix was going to be next month, was the exocomps. I really don't think there's going to be a ship. If there is going to be a ship, it's going to be for like the vanguards or the hostiles. I don't think it's going to be related to the mining because the building handles the mining. Because I think realistically, any efficiency you would have gained from a ship, the building's going to cover as it gets leveled up. And I did get the $99 battle pass, so I got some of the extra building things, and getting like the extra 10 tiers or whatever ended up being was beneficial. Yeah, if it wouldn't have been tied to the artifact acquisition, I probably wouldn't have gave it that much value. But being as it was directly related to being able to acquire those artifacts, I saw the value behind that and I decided to jump into it. Which this is only the second time I've bought a battle pass in the last 14 months. And I got the $100 one. Send miner. Well, yeah, one of the other things is the thing that sucks about these Selkies is the mining capacity is so low on them. That's kind of, I think that's why they got the cargo capacity actual comp in the store. I think that's in the event store. I should have compared what the Selkie. Yeah, the Selkie is significantly more. 35,000. And then the G6 factions are 56,000. So the faction miners do bring some extra benefit. I think they also have a lot better cargo capacity. It wouldn't make as big of a difference with G5. What do they have for those exocomps? I guess I never even went and looked. Oh, they're not there yet. They must not be there yet. I think they said event store. Adding 2 exocomps to the Flashpoint event store. Okay. I'm very interested to see what kind of hazard resistance they give. Because I'm going to totally take advantage of it if it goes for any hazard. I do hope that they have that planned for long-term sourcing. Because I guess I don't know if after 6 months this feature disappears. Like if the Huroks completely go away and it'll become like an occasional thing, kind of like Saris Invasion is, or if that's going to be a more consistent thing. And it could be, I guess, too, like the transogen stays in the systems, but the hostiles don't come and go, kind of like they are now. They'd have to put it in the refinery. There'd have to be a consistent sourcing for it, because I don't see them planning for us to not be doing this constantly or consistently. I'm also interested to see how long the exocomps will run for. It'll be 2 hours or less. Picked up a few speed ups. Got at least probably another 4 days worth. It'd have to be at least an hour for sure, because if it's less than an hour, then it doesn't really have any gain. Because your ships are, good for 40 minutes. So that's all the hostiles that have to be killed for today. Well, and a lot of those mining exocomps stay in effect until you dock or move off the node. Well, I guess if they move off the nodes don't deplete fast enough to be concerned about that, but a lot of times those resistances stay in effect until you leave the node. So if you're on a bigger node, you could probably have that hazard resistance last out past the actual runtime. Nothing there. This one ends. Nothing there. I've got half a pull. Like, why do they do that? Half a pull of leftover rewards. Just more extra crap to clog up the item inventories. So my refine should be ready for the rare. Uncommon, the next load will give me tomorrow's pull. So I'll need to do 3 full rotations on the rare still to have tomorrow covered. Where are you going? Okay. That's not even close to where I sent you. But yeah, I mean, if they double your available time in the system like that, that's not too bad, I guess. Because I'm guessing it's only going to be like 20%. Which wouldn't be enough to tip the scales for me to go to a higher system. But I was thinking that might be enough for my cube. Nope. That's 85% short there. So I would need that exocomp to be at least 85% for it to make a difference for me at this point. Which they could certainly do the graduated levels, kind of like they do with the Alliance exocomps. So like G4 could get the 20%, G5 could get 100%, and G6 could get 200%. Maybe. Well, then again, I guess pretty much anything counts because I'm at 100%, a little over 100%. So any gain will be that many percentage almost. Extra time in the system. Be able to increase my survival rate from 10 minutes to 15. It's a significant jump in the number of hostiles that you'd be able to kill. I guess, yeah, there would be value behind that for G6 even. All right, I need to go do some runs into Augment Exile space because I am out of commons, which is just a super consistent thing. That Seska looks like the one. It almost looks like lower decks inside of that icon. Because yeah, for whatever reason, it is tough to keep stocked up on the commons. Oh my goodness, I actually won against the survey. I've had a good run on them lately. Like I died 3 times in a row the other night, and then I got like the next 4 of them now in one shot. Oh no, the lag. Yellow triangle of death. All right, was that enough? Oh, that wasn't even close to enough. I was really out. I was kind of hoping that they weren't going to do any changes to Flashpoint because I thought I was going to get an opportunity to catch back up on some of these things that I'm slacking on. Oh, I died. Naturally, I just bragged about how I'd been having a good run of it. My streak is over. That's definitely one of the things I like to do is try to get something queued up. Because if your queue disappears when you hit the hostile, then you know you done load up. All right, I think that's enough. It kind of sucks that the amount of trophies I get off of the 40s doesn't help me any, but it's still one of those something is better than nothing type of things. Just keep looking for OPC. Yeah, I mean that is kind of the best way to do it. Doesn't help with the trophies, but it definitely helps with the cargo. Oh, significantly. That goes with like anything. Most of them have way less pressure from their peers. And they get complacent and lazy. I'm one of those people. But most of the alliances on our server are generally agreed for not doing OPC hunting. We have a very peaceful server. Well, except for like the alliance to alliance conflicts, but the general state of things is very peaceful. Very peaceful and generally cooperative. I think that's been one of the frustrating things about incursions is everybody's used to being able to band together, and then when there seems to be like a pattern of certain people or certain alliances that um don't help and have players that have a habit of losing shields, and especially not moving out of territories or lower systems from higher systems. There's there's some tough times around those conversations, trying to figure out like a way to incentivize either with positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement to get people to pay attention and do the things to get the server working together. So this guy's level 60 and has a tier 6 faction miner in the rare system here. That's taking off around 250 every tick. 150 every tick. So that might give you a pretty reasonable frame of reference. I guess I don't know if that's per second. OBC love letter. I used to get those all the time. It was definitely a lot more common in the pre G5 times. OPC hunting was generally accepted. That is the one thing that is advantageous on the PC client with the community mod on it. Because we can still go back into them to double check. I think everything should have the eye icon that you get in like the faction store stuff. Just so that you can see that and can plan. Oh, it's impossible to really memorize everything. Especially for something that you kind of almost need to be accurate. FKR reputation points. I see suspicious things here. That player had a binder set on this node. I'm guessing they lost it to the chaser. because they mistimed it. So the survey came into system before their explorer. And they brought a ship in to be able to kill the chaser, but they didn't. They must not have killed the chaser. That was weird. I did get to see my first USS Vengeance in the wild on, I think that was Saturday. They gave it its own symbol, kind of like with the cube they have instead of just the normal triangle. It had its own symbol. Oh, they got it this time. I was gonna say that ship's gonna die again. Is that a Selkie? It was a Selkie too. I can definitely empathize with that. I think I lost 3 Selkies yesterday.